Find the sum of x-intercept and y-intercept of the line L. So let me quickly explain that what is the meaning of the x-intercept and y-intercept for any particular line. If we draw on xy plane any line, then let me quickly make a mention of it that we have this x-axis, this is y-axis, and if we are drawing a line on this xy plane, let's assume that the line we are looking at is this line. That x-intercept is the x-coordinate of the point where the line cuts x-axis. If I mark this particular point as p, 0 and this particular point as 0, q, then q is the y-intercept. That means the y-coordinate of the point where the line cuts y-axis is the y-intercept, and x-coordinate of the point where the line cuts x-axis is the x-intercept. So knowing this basic information, let's quickly look at the options statements. The first statement says that the x-intercept of line L are x-intercepts of the parabola x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. For any quadratic equation, let's understand that roots of any quadratic equation are also the x-intercepts of that quadratic equation, that means the parabola. Because the roots are the values where the graph cuts x-axis, and at x-axis the y is 0, and that is the point where we say that the x-coordinates are the x-intercepts. Let's quickly factorize this equation. So x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0 can be factorized at x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 6 is equal to 0. If we take x common, x minus 2 minus 3 common, x minus 2 is equal to 0. So finally we have x minus 2 times x minus 3 is equal to 0. The product of these two numbers will be 0 when x is either 2 or 3, which means the roots of this quadratic equation are 2 and 3, and as per the statement the x and y-intercept of line L are these roots only. So irrespective of which one is x-intercept and which one of y-intercept, the sum, that means p plus q, will always be equal to 2 plus 3 in any order, and the sum is always 5, which is what the question is demanding, and therefore we say that the first statement alone is sufficient to answer the question. On the other hand, when we look at the second statement says that the slope of line L is negative 3 over 2. Now slope is negative 3 over 2, so we will quickly try to draw the figure of a line with the negative slope. Negative 3 over 2 means that if y coordinate is 3, the x coordinate is 2, and the negative slope means it's going in the downward direction when drawn from left to right. So while we can draw a line of such a slope like this, any line that will be parallel to this line will also have the same slope, because the coordinate geometry property says that the slope of the parallel lines are equal because they make exactly the same angle with the x-axis. So now I have been able to draw here 3 lines to demonstrate that this statement is not sufficient, because all the 3 lines will have the different x and y intercepts from each other. Therefore the sum of x and y intercept for all these 3 lines will be different, and now we are going to get an inconsistent answer. Therefore this statement alone is definitely not sufficient to answer the question. As per the given standard options of data sufficiency, now we can say that the answer to the question will be option A, because the first statement alone is sufficient, but the second statement alone is not sufficient. Thank you so much.